What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to my channel. I am the Spiritual Bodybuilder. Thank you for joining me. And today we're going to be talking about the full moon in Aquarius. So this full moon in Aquarius is happening at 22 degrees on the 15th of August. Now, Aquarius, what is Aquarius all about? Right? Aquarius is about detachment, our humanitarian efforts. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. Okay, so we've had a lot of this Uranian energy going on, and this energy is really, really brings in this higher vibration, new time to change, time to go. What can we do for the world kind of energy, right? My moon is in Aquarius, so that's why I'm a bodybuilder and also an astrologer, right? I'm sort of an anomaly, an amoeba of different ideas and philosophies, and I enjoy to be able to bring that uniqueness to you guys, because let's face it, like trends and stereotypes and the way that systems are set up nowadays, it's played out. It's getting older. We are moving into the age of Aquarius. So I feel like this new moon that just happened in Leo at 8 degrees, and this full moon in Aquarius, along with this Lionsgate energy, this Lionsgate portal that we went through earlier in the month, is really clearing out a lot of the North Node, South Node stuff we went through in 2017, 2018 between Aquarius and Leo, and bringing in this new energy of to its fullest capacity between Capricorn and Cancer. Right, so this is another another milestone moving towards the age of Aquarius, and with that energy, we're starting to really come into understand this new philosophy and thought process of how we're approaching the world, how we want to live, how we want to see, like the way that we want to see our lives within and without, right, and what we can do to contribute to this new energy coming in. Okay, so there's also a certain type of detachment that is associated with Aquarius, because in order to really be able to observe what's going on, we need to be slightly detached. We can't have these attachments to these emotions, to these people, places, and things, because when attachment is a fear vibration, right? So if we're so caught up in this fear vibration that we're not able to serve our purpose to humanity, and the universe is guiding us towards, excuse me, the universe is guiding us towards really stepping into our humanitarian efforts. But in order to do that, the world is sort of a mess right now, and this is giving us the strength, the energy, the creative ingenuity to step forward into that direction of life that we want to go, and to take a stand and make things happen and really express our love and our desires in a whole new way. Okay, so something else that's really significant when it comes to this full moon is that just days before, we had Jupiter go direct. Jupiter went direct at 14 degrees of Sagittarius, in its home sign, right on top of the Great Attractor. Now, the Great Attractor is the biggest black hole that we have in our universe, and it's a massively a massive ball of dense energy. Now, with Jupiter sitting right there, it's been trending over to Mars, the Sun, and Venus this last few weeks. It's really been infusing us with all this hope, all this new energy of a higher vibration. Now, we may not understand exactly what all this means yet, because we've never experienced it before. So it's like, this is good, but in order for the good to really express itself, we have to get rid of all the bad, and that good sort of pressurizes all the bad out. Sort of like when you get in an oxygen hyperbaric chamber, the pressure of the oxygen purges out all these toxins of the body. Similar to energetically how this energy is working with that as well. So we have, when a planet is stationed or just went retrograde or direct, that is when the energy is most potent. Okay, so we have that really strong, potent energy, and that is also square off to Neptune, and that square is going to be going on, you know, for basically the rest of the year. Okay, so that's our belief system, dissolving old belief systems and bringing up all these new ideas and things that we don't fully understand yet. Okay, but it's coming together. And then we also have Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, that just went retrograde, literally the day after Jupiter went direct. So that energy, like I personally like Uranus retrograde better because, you know, we've already been infused with all this energy that is teaching us these new lessons. Now it's time to integrate and to experience all these lessons that we've learned in the first 6 months. So for the rest of the year, we're going to have that energy, but with it being, again, station just turning retrograde, that energy is going to be really powerful too. And with this full moon being at 22 degrees of Aquarius, that is really activating and accentuating that energy and bringing in all these new ideas, thoughts, feelings about humanity, about the world, about our place, our life purpose. This is a big life purpose energy. And if you're really confused and you don't know what your life purpose is, you're going to get signs, you're going to get signals, and it's going to require a certain level of detachment and letting go. There's a very surrender-based energy, okay? So we have to be able to get out there in the world without looking at how other people are receiving us. As long as we keep coming from our heart and keep coming with the intention of being our true authentic self out into the world, things will go good. Now, of course, when we're doing anything new ever, we're always shedding old energy and being infused with new energy, because that's how this works, right? So with this full moon as well, we have the moon opposite to, of course, the sun. That's what a full moon is. Now, Venus is in an exact conjunction with the sun. So the moon being opposed Venus and the sun is really bringing up this divine feminine energy. And the way that we're looking at our finances, our heart center, our heart space, our love. This has been a huge relationship time. And, you know, Aquarius can be a little detached when it comes to relationships, but, you know, that's okay. We just, the detachment allows us to see things clearer. And if the thing that we're seeing clearer is not something that we want to see, then it's going to suck. It's going to hurt. But if we allow it to teach us with that detachment, then we're going to be able to be honest with ourselves and honest with other people, and we're going to make decisions based on that slight detachment. And it's going to be the right decision for us and for everyone else involved. Because let's face it, when you're attached to something that's unhealthy. Now, Buddha talked about, you know, attachment is the essence of suffering, right? But everybody's attached to something in some way, shape, or form. And I believe that there's a certain level of healthy attachment, and there's certain times that we have to learn how to break contact and detach, because if we get too drawn into it, then maybe we can become obsessive. It can affect our health. The stress will affect us much, much more. And, you know, stress is the leading killer of everything. It causes inflammation. It degenerates our soul. And we don't want to do that, right? So practicing this healthy detachment, this full moon is going to push us in that direction and sort of, you know, test us. Like, well, how much are you really willing to let go and to be able to, you know, step into your power in a detached method? Okay. So we also have Mars here on this day at 28 degrees Leo. Now, 28 degrees is a master number, which means the energy of that sign, which is Leo, is super heightened. So this can be, you know, the ego is going to be strong, especially when Mars is aggressive. It's like, and that's the divine masculine. Okay, so the divine masculine, divine feminine are both in the same sign with this fiery, passionate, yeah, let's go get it. But Mars at 28th degree, all the lessons that we're meant to learn in that sign, which has to do with our heart center, which has to do with, again, our, you know, being authentic to ourselves, having our family space in our home, in our internal self aligned properly. it's going to be making it stronger. It's the 28th and 29th degree are really, really just sort of bubbles about to pop, right? So we need to allow that Mars energy to express itself in a healthy way. And the way that we do that is by allowing that opposition between the sun, Venus, and the moon to let things percolate and let things, you know, come out the way they want to, and bring that divine feminine energy up and out. You know, owning our ability to nurture, owning our capacity for receiving. The more we allow ourselves to receive, the more we allow ourselves to detach and let go and move forward. And today, Mercury is at 4 degrees of Leo, which is right where it went retrograde. So it's at the last degree where it's coming out of shadow. Now Mercury is ready to start fresh in a whole new area and speaking to us more clearly in Leo. So we have a lot of Leo energy, which is, you know, the opposite of Aquarius energy. So there's a little bit of this like push and pull, right? But the communication is going to be very clear, okay? And we're going to have the ability to communicate not only with ourselves, but with the outside world. But again, all this is predicated upon our ability to healthily detach, okay? That's the theme, is healthy detachment in this process. So we have the Uranus energy and the Jupiter energy really, really strong right now. Pluto is also quincunx to the Sun and Venus. So that Pluto energy makes it intense. Whenever Pluto is involved in a major aspect like this, like a full moon or a new moon, it magnifies it like tenfold, okay? Because Pluto is that deep, dark stuff, and we have been going through this Pluto and Saturn stuff. Pluto has been breaking everybody down, all the way down. And the quincunx is like, okay, Pluto has this energy, wants to go in this direction, has to do with power, control dynamics, like power struggles, pushing and pulling in different directions. In Capricorn, it's about the structure. Now, right now, with all this going on, it's about our emotional structure, our ability to, again, detach. But if we're caught up in a power struggle, those almost like suck us in. So it's going to test us with power struggles, because being quincunx is like the Sun and the Venus want to go this way, right? Pluto wants to go this way. Now, these two energies are within our consciousness, and they're going in these two different directions. And the more attachment we have, the more we're going to feel that pull. So the detachment will allow that pull to just process through. It's almost like this energy is just moving and filtering and processing. And we have to just surrender to it. Just let it go and let it carry us, okay? Because it's carrying us to a better place, believe that, all right? Especially with all this new energy. Now, of course, the eclipse energy is still going to be coming through us. And with the, I'm feeling this energy is very like related to home, relationships, family. A lot of people are moving. A lot of people are getting out of relationships, getting into relationships. Some relationships are just getting much deeper, more intimate. Some relationships are changing. It's a big deal with relationships, whether it's intimate or business or friendships, it doesn't matter, okay? And we also have Saturn sesquiquadrate to Mars. Now, that's a bit of an uncomfortable energy too, but that's also past life stuff. That's the aggression. That's, again, has slightly to do with the control dynamics, but more like the structure of the control dynamics. And with Mars being at 28 degrees, it's like that there's going to be this sort of deep underlying aggression that just wants to break out, make it happen, right? So be aware, a little bit of a frustration that's associated with attachment, and we'll figure it out, and we'll get along, and we'll go, right? So right now, I want to go ahead and look at inside degrees for 22 degrees of Aquarius to see what the numerology has to say about it. So we have Aquarius, 20 degrees, a woman making lace, withheld from the personality spotlight. To you, intrinsic, fine things matter exquisitely, and being somebody does not. A highly distinctive form of service keyed to a slow, steady inward sensibility. Very little connection with the here and now. Eternal foundations. needing to be humble, sober, and plain in order best to be transparent and effective. You are remarkably detached from your own reputation or outward impressions, dreaming new worlds into being, cast loose on an infinite sea, yet being circumspect, quiet, and not particularly noticeable. A super subtle edge between poverty and riches, surface and depth. Knowing your way in the dark and intent upon completing each task and carrying it through, nothing more, nothing less. So this really, again, goes back to feeling that ability to detach and going out into the world, not for what the world is going to receive you as, or not for the validation what people bring, but you know, you're withholding yourself in the personality spotlight, but you are also looking into how you can serve humanity in its most efficient way, right? Find things matter exquisitely and being somebody does not. So it's not about who you are. It's not about being somebody. It's not about like popularity or fame. It's about the little things that matter. It's about the details. Okay. A highly distinctive form of service keyed to a slow, steady inward sensibility. So this is, you know, we are identifying the way that we're taking our service out to the world, and very detail oriented, one step at a time within. And as we have this focus and we solidify this understanding of how this works, we become more and more prepared to be out there in the world and not worry about the judgments and the critique. You know, anybody out there is going to have haters, going to have people that are going to criticize and ridicule, and that shit ain't going to matter anymore, right? So very little connection with the here and now, eternal foundations. So that to me says two things. You know, first, the detachment can come with a difficulty of being in the present moment, but it's also connecting to the we are all one, you know, consciousness, the collective consciousness at the super conscious level. Okay, so people are going to be becoming much more connected with this energy that's being let go and also infused, you know, within us. Needing to be humble, sober, and plain in order to best to be transparent and effective. You are remarkably detached from your own reputation or outward impression. So, you know, if you are under any kind of influence, now this influence could be other people, it could be situations, it could be validation. This influence could be drugs, it could be sex, it could be money, it could be whatever, right? Needing to have that humility and that very clear channel in order to really bring your true message to the world. And again, bringing that out there and then just letting it be what it is, you know, stepping back and letting it take on a life of its own. Okay. Dreaming new worlds into being. This is about the next level. This is about the next phase, the next chapter, whatever you want to call it. This is about the age of Aquarius. This is the 5D. This is what we're moving into. Okay. We are all dreaming of and envisioning this new way of being, but we're not quite there yet. And this energy is just another, you know, another milestone for moving more into that place that we all really want to be, you know, but you got to go through the darkness before you can get to the light. Cast loose on an infinite sea. There's so much out there. There's just so much. And that's why the details are so important, because we can get lost in all this infinite energy, yet being circumspect, quiet, and not particularly noticeable. So getting out there and maybe being noticed, but not being aware about being noticed. That makes sense, right? A super subtle edge between poverty and riches, surface and depth. Finding that niche within yourself that is just right, because there's going to be a little superficiality and there's going to be some, you know, depth. You know, we all have different layers in different ways, because everybody needs to get out there, and we all have a different message that we're giving in a different way that different people resonate with. Okay, so whoever resonates with you, awesome. That's how it's meant to be, and that's it. Knowing your way in the dark, and that's every little milestone. You know, I saw the new Spider-Man movie, and they were talking about the Peter tingle, right? Spidey senses, your intuition. This is going to be giving an upgrade into our intuition and letting us feel our way through the darkness when maybe our logical mind won't serve us very well. And with that Uranus energy, that's very, very powerful for bringing this next level of intuitive insight, okay? And intent upon completing each task and carrying it through, nothing more, nothing less. Just taking one step at a time, getting it done, moving forward, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, so I hope that gives you guys some insight into this energy that's going to be coming through. It is a good energy, but it can also be difficult. We just have to remember that we must detach. We must be ourselves, and we must have the courage to face ourselves in order to bring it out and not worry about the feedback, whether positive or negative. All right, just we have to stay centered and true, have a clear channel of energy to bring it through. And we will find that going through that process, we will discover ourselves, who we really are at a deeper level, and bring that out and move into the place we want to be, which we may not fully understand or know yet. Okay? So, thank you for joining me. And if you like this content, please comment below about how you resonate with it. And please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much.